Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of March 12 through March 25, 2024. I'm now splitting these readings and doing 6 one week and 6 the next. So I will be doing Aries through Virgo 1 week and then Libra through Pisces another. So you'll get these for approximately a 2-week period of time. Apologies for the change up on it. It's just I'm finding that trying to do 12 a week is too much with everything else that I do. If I only had this channel and did nothing else, then I could commit to doing 12 a week, but so I need to spread things out a little bit. If you're returning to this channel, welcome back. It's good to have you back. And if you're new and just stumbled on this video, welcome. It's good to have you. I do hope that this reading is helpful to you for this week. It is for Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, or someone with another significant Cancer placement in their chart. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you choose, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss when these videos come out. And if you're interested in anything else that I do in terms of spiritual coaching, Reiki therapy, tarot, oracle, mentoring, and also my social media and all of that, that is all down in the description below. So feel free to check that out if it interests you. Okay, so let's begin. The way that I do these readings is I do an astrological spread. So this is based on 12 houses of astrology. And I use the main deck that I use is the Way of Cartouche deck by Marie Hope. I usually like to show the deck that I use. And I clarify usually with a tarot deck. This week I'm actually using another astrological deck. This is called the Black Moon Astrology Cards by Susan Shepard. Are the clarifiers that I'm using this week because there is a lot of astrological action going on. We have a Mercury retrograde coming up. We have 2 eclipses, both a lunar and solar eclipse are coming up March 25th and April 8th. So there is the potential for a lot of unexpected stuff, a lot of change, a lot of things coming to light. There's a lot of chances here to reevaluate and correct things. So yeah, quite a bit going on here. And we're going to, after we do this reading, I'm going to clarify with, or not clarify really, but summarize with one oracle card from the Essential Oil Oracle. So that's going to be a layout for today. And if you're not familiar with these readings, if this is your first time, you'll soon see how all this works. So, okay, first house is Aries energy. Aries has to do with your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how others see you, and how you want to be seen. Okay, we have Osiris with the air element card. So certainly this is air. When air comes up, there's certainly a lot of communication that is going on. With Osiris, this is Sagittarius energy. There's a sense of projecting leadership, confidence, that you seem very rooted and grounded to people. So certainly that is then, and also that you can rely on your own judgment. I feel like there's a reminder here that you are strong, and not to sell yourself short or second guess yourself. Air element, again, this is very friendly, communicative, but it can also be detached. It could be talking about being detached from emotions or needing to detach a little bit from emotions, because as Cancer, you tend to be a very emotional sign, which is good. I mean, emotions definitely need to play feelings and you know, an aspect in things that are feelings. But I do feel like this may be saying that you know, clarity of communication, mental energy, and being perhaps more of a logical mind or more analytical might be the way that you're either presenting yourself or maybe the way that would be beneficial to you right now. Second house is Taurus energy. This has to do with finances. So primarily finances. It has a few other things as well. But we have 2 fire cards here. We have the Aries card and we have fire. So it seems like there's action that needs to be taken on your finances. Aries energy, Aries says to push it with something, okay? So, yeah, so I feel like this may be a time when this has an element of both purging and inspiration to it. So I feel like you are being fired up to do something, you know, perhaps to get rid of debt or to, you know, focus on money-making opportunities or something. There's some kind of action that needs to be taken. Regardless of what this is for you, what your financial situation is, there's definitely the sense that movement is what's important here. not standing back and waiting for something. I feel like there's a need to move forward and be proactive on something. And also what I'm kind of getting is that there may be some past habits, or maybe some things connected to your finances, or maybe even your sense of security that you need to burn up and get rid of. So if you've had an attitude that maybe you feel is detracting from your abundance or taking your energy away, this is definitely a need to burn that up and to kind of to purge that kind of thing out and rebuild and take positive action for yourself. Okay, third house is Gemini energy, so this has to do with communications, messages of all types. Can have to do with self-employment if you are in your own business. It can have to do with travel, short distance travel, as opposed to taking long trips. And it can also have to do with sibling relationships. So if you have a brother or sister and there's some relationship question there, then that might also come up here. So we have, we have Ta with Saturn return. So we have a double Saturn here, okay? Because Ta is Capricorn energy, and that is the element of Saturn. And when we have Saturn return, okay, now so remember that this is the house of communication, self-employment, or self-effort. And it's also potentially connected to sibling relationships. Now, it's not necessarily going to be all three. It's not all three are going to apply. But that's the area where you want to see what's happening here. Because this suggests, Ta is Capricorn. It's about persistent hard work, working towards something. And Saturn is about making corrections, okay? When we see Saturn return, it's time this is giving us an opportunity to revisit, reevaluate. Again, this is perfectly in line with Mercury retrograde, which is going to be coming up very soon. There's definitely a time, not necessarily to start new things, but to plug away at finishing old things. Since this has to do with messaging, for some of you, this could be a time to get your business in order. Maybe if there's some communications that you've had that maybe about practical stuff, all those phone calls we have to make and things we have to get done, and we kind of keep putting it off because you say, I'll deal with that later. I feel like this is saying it's time to now deal with that kind of stuff. And some of the messaging that may be coming in for you, or maybe even some kind of opportunity within a business or a sibling relationship, there may be this energy of being able to fix or correct something maybe that hasn't gone right in the past. So take that as it resonates for you. Okay, fourth house, Cancer energy, and obviously this is your own energy. This has to do with home, whether it be your physical home or your sense of being at home, your sense of security. It can have to do with your home in the sense of your family and your ancestry as well, and has strong mother energy attached to it as well. Okay, so we have the water with the lunar eclipse card. Okay, so as I mentioned, there's a lunar eclipse coming up on March 25th, and I feel like this is the place where we are seeing that kind of energy for you. This may be connected to a past situation or a family situation, or this, like I said, this could be connected to the home or a home situation. The fact that we have water here, now water, of course, is very emotional, so we could be talking about maybe something unexpected happening in the home or with the family that is a very emotional situation. But water can also indicate movement and flow, as we see here. For some people, this literally could be moving, okay? Because this could be about a change in your home. Now, it doesn't have to be. If you're saying, nope, I'm staying put, I am where I am, I don't know. Maybe there's going to be a change that's maybe is going to either necessitate a move or make you feel that, maybe a move is going to end up being a focus when you have this here. Or at least making some kind of a change. If there's been some kind of stagnant situation, something that has not been to your satisfaction with regard to your home or a family situation, then I feel like something is coming up here with the eclipse, something unexpected that has the potential to change something. And lunar eclipse energy tends to be more immediate, whereas solar eclipse energy tends to take, there's usually a 6-month period between eclipses. And our last eclipses were October, November. And so now we have them in, I think we have them in Aries, Libra this time, is the way that it's going to work. But you have, I could be wrong about that. I'd have to double check, but I think so. And yeah, so this particular eclipse, I feel like, is going to be significant in either resolving a family or ancestral situation or something around your home or around a move. So take it as it resonates for you, but something connected to your roots here. Fifth house, this is Leo energy. And Leo has to do with creativity, with children, with love affairs, sometimes with recreation as well. Aha, and okay. So we have Sphinx here. Sphinx is sit back, be patient, and don't do anything kind of card. Can also have to do with things that maybe are secret or being withheld, or maybe things you're not sharing with people. And yeah, you have the Mercury retrograde card. My goodness. Okay, this is showing up in the fifth house. So this either has to do with a situation surrounding a child. It could have to do with a love affair. Okay, maybe there's something where, if it's a love affair, this could be somebody coming back from the past. And maybe, I think what it's saying to you is, even if you're welcoming the return of this person, and my experience with people in past relationships is the return isn't necessarily welcome, but it may be a return to resolve something. Remember, we have this corrective energy here in communications. So maybe there's something closure that's needed or something to be solved. But with Sphinx, this would indicate not taking action on something. Now, if it's about a creative project, okay, Mercury retrograde, this is not a time for starting, say, new writing projects, or, because Mercury is connected with communications. Certainly not a time to buy new technology. Probably not a time to travel right now either. So, and again, the retrograde starts April 1st and runs through April 24th, but the pre-shadow period starts on March 18th. So if you have, in your own personal chart, if you have very strong Gemini or Mercury energy, then you might end up finding that this affects you more than other people. Now, in this particular house, I feel like if you have a writing project, or again, it could be any other kind of creative project, but I associate Mercury with the things dealing with communication. This would be telling you it's time to wait. You may need to step back and wait. Maybe you need to reevaluate what you're doing or what your plan is. But there's definitely, I feel like maybe if you've been feeling obstacles in this area, this is telling you that there's a reason to wait right now, or a reason to go back, or to finish things that you've started. Like if you're thinking about starting a new project and you haven't finished an old one, then definitely go back and finish the old one. But right now, there just seems to be a need to kind of withdraw and maybe work on things, reevaluate, and not necessarily put so much out there right now. Sixth house is Virgo energy, so this has to do with your health, and can also have to do with things you're worried or anxious about, and it has to do with service. So this could be employment, whether or not is this work you do for somebody that's paid, so if you have a job somewhere, or if it's volunteer work. Sometimes it has to do with pets as well. You can decide if that aspect applies. But we have Crook and Flail with the Sun. Okay, so this suggests to me that, okay, if you're in a job situation, there's a possibility here with Crook and Flail of a promotion, because this is about ambition, about taking a step up, and also about being confident or about having expertise. And with the Sun card, this indicates the sun shining on you. Like this is like a spotlight, showcasing you and all the positive things about you and all the things that you can do. So if there's been a health situation, it seems to me, okay, that if there's, again, speaking with very general health advice, because I don't like to, I'm not a doctor, and any kind of specific health concerns obviously should be dealt with by a doctor. But this suggests to me the need perhaps for self-discipline of some kind in a health matter. So if you haven't been feeling well, or if you've been feeling drained or under the weather, maybe there's a need for a new regimen or a new kind of discipline. But the sun shining on it definitely indicates a positivity and recovery. So I do feel like this is an excellent omen if you have not been feeling well, with the added suggestion that you might want to spend some time, that you may want to spend time, disciplining, watching diet, maybe your exercise, just, maybe taking in more water, things that you do to kind of keep your systems all going well and in check, right? If you have been worried about something, then this is telling you a bright light's going to shine on something. Be positive, be confident, be out there. I mean, to me, this goes along with what I see in the first house here. There's some fiery energy. Sun is Leo energy. And we had Osiris in the first house, which is Sagittarius. Either way, you've got this very strong fiery energy that is saying, okay, go for it, do it, be confident, be the expert, be bold, understand that you know what it is you're supposed to be doing. There's a lot here around making a move, moving forward. There was another sign that had this as well, and I can't remember who it was right now. It might have been Gemini. but there's this definite energy of go for it, go for it. So yeah, so I feel like if you've been worried about something, you have the confidence, you have the skills, you have what it takes to move forward. And positive light, sun also brings clarity as well, so it could be that you're going to be able to see a situation clearly moving forward. So whether that has to do with a job, a worry, or a health situation, that's the element of the Virgo house here. 7th house is Libra energy, so this is partnerships, marriages, business partnerships, anything that's a contractual relationship, because this has to do with partnerships that are of a more serious or committed nature, so usually with a legally binding aspect. In the 5th house, the relationships there are uncommitted. That might be like you're dating somebody casually, but you're not necessarily in a, you might, even if you're dating seriously, like you're not married, you're not living together, you're not in any kind of domestic partnership. This would be more of that higher level of commitment, as they like to call it. Okay, so we have Earth with Black Moon Lilith. So, okay, Earth can be a couple of things here. If we're talking about a business contract of some kind, Black Moon Lilith says, look out, because there could be some surprises here. There could be something in the fine print, something that you're not seeing. So I definitely feel like any kind of financial contracts, definitely be careful. There may be more there than meets the eye. Maybe that's the thing that you need to take action on over here, because we're definitely seeing this idea of taking action. But Black Moon Lilith, it also indicates somebody's not necessarily going to be able to put something over on you, okay? This is a card of being able to, basically seeing what lurks in the background, or being able to be aware of it. Now, in terms of an actual love relationship, Earth would be saying, that you could be dealing with an Earth sign person, okay? It could be, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. But again, there could be something going on in the background here. If you are looking for love, okay, and let's just say, or if you're thinking about a particular person and saying, is there going to be a higher level of commitment? There's something lurks here, okay? So either there's something that's not solved, or something that you don't know yet, or some aspect of the situation that may be influencing whatever's going on with somebody. As advice, I would just say, be aware that maybe you don't have all the information, and try to stay centered and grounded in any kind of a situation. But again, with all this fiery energy, I feel like you are moving away from things that are that may be problematic, or that may be draining of you and your resources. I don't know why I feel that very strongly, that for somebody there there could be some aspect of a business relationship or a contract that might be a little sketchy, or that there might be sudden unexpected, something unexpected around it. So hopefully that's not what the case is, or hopefully it's not something that's really terrible, or just that having an eye out for it in advance, you can catch it. As always with Mercury retrograde, it's always good to not be careful about communications. Don't sign contracts. Think things through. Okay. So so there does seem to be a need to be a caution in some kind of relationship situation. If this is within your own marriage, it could be you or your spouse maybe that has something that they need to pay attention to. So take that as it resonates there. 8th house is Scorpio energy. And Scorpio is about transformations, okay? And also about joint finances. So we have the 9th house card along with Bastet here. Now, Bast indicates this is a very strongly intuitive card. It's also a card about being paid attention to, about being acknowledged for the things that you do, okay? And just about general happiness, feeling like you're connected to people, feeling happy, okay? So I feel like the general advice of this card is usually give as you wish to receive, and joy and happiness will be yours. You have Sagittarius energy here, and so 9th house, this has to do, okay, first of all, this has to do with freedom, okay, being free. It can have to do with expansion of horizons. I mean, they're calling this the card of faith, but that is because it has to do with deep thoughts. So people's spiritual beliefs, things that they've been taught. This is a house of higher education, and actually we're going to be looking at that house next, that house literally. But the card for that house is showing up in the 8th house. So I feel like you need to focus on freedom, independence, on expanding your horizons, on, and again, there's this whole element of higher education, philosophical or religious knowledge. And again, if you're saying, okay, I'm not an expert in any of that stuff, I don't know about that, then I feel like this would be an exhortation, as it were, to expand your horizons, to move beyond your comfort zone, to focus on your freedom. You need to have flexibility, you need to have freedom, and you need to focus on either attaining knowledge as a student or sharing knowledge if you are somebody who is an expert of some type. And yeah, and Bast would definitely seem to indicate happiness, joy, social interaction, getting along with other people, but also following your instincts on things. So yeah, I do feel like there's an expansion of your horizons that's coming about, and it's certainly encouraging you in that direction. Now, of course, in the ninth house itself, which is the house of all of those things, we have the winged disc with the void of course moon. Now, it's interesting because I saw this at the center of somebody else's reading, and again, I feel like it was Gemini, but winged disc. Okay, now void of course moon by itself is a card that would indicate something not happening. Like, it's the card of nothing will come of this situation, because the void of course moon is that space between the dark of the moon and the new moon. There are certain time periods that are considered to be void of course. So in other words, anything you do is not going to amount to anything during a void of course moon. So, but seeing it with the winged disc, which is the card of success, it's the sun card. And you've got the sun card down here in the 6th house, and you've got it again here in the 9th house. So to me, yeah, this is definitely about soaring, getting your wings, flying, success, overcoming obstacles. And what that says to me is that this is not that you're not going to succeed or things aren't going to happen for you, but rather that things perhaps that you are anxious about, that you think are not going to happen or that are going to be a problem, nothing will come of that situation. When I see this combination together, I say, yeah, whatever you're concerned about not happening here, or it could be that something that you think that is very negative is not going to happen, and that there is going to be success here. So this is actually a really good omen. And again, strong Jupiter energy in the 9th house, freedom, independence, learning, teaching, reevaluating your beliefs. Sometimes this is when we learn something new, and perhaps the joy or the aha moment of learning something new. I mean, all that's connected to the 9th house. So I think that's very good, and I think it's reassuring you that the things you're afraid of, nothing's going to happen. Of course, we do also have that energy down here of Sphinx. So it may be that there's a situation where you are going to succeed and are going to move forward. But again, with this retrograde energy, it may be saying for right now, there may also be an element of for right now kind of rein it in and reevaluate a little bit. But I also feel, I just feel like it means in terms of anything that you think is a negative, a block, an obstacle, something that's going to cause a failure. I think void, of course, is saying nothing's going to come of that. And again, I base that on the fact that I see it with the winged disc card. Okay, 10th house is Capricorn energy. So this is your career, fame, reputation. Okay, we have Hathor with Scorpio. So Hathor is definitely, okay, if this is a woman's reading, then this is you in your career, like having your stuff together. Okay, this is a woman who has it together, who is very organized, who's very efficient, who knows what they're doing. Again, there's a whole lot here about knowing who you are and what you're doing. This is very similar to the Empress card in the tarot. So it's about abundance, about planting seeds. There is a strong caring and domestic vibe connected with this too. For some people, this could actually mean a career in something that's more Venus oriented, like hairdressing or makeup artist or esthetician, or somebody who deals with health and beauty in some way, fashion, something like that. But it does not have to be. Okay, that's not necessarily what this card means in this position, but it might mean that for some people. But nonetheless, I do feel like there's this idea of having it together, of being organized. But you have it with Scorpio here. So Scorpio is about transformation. So I feel like there's going to be some really, really deep transformations and big changes with regard to your career. There could be, sometimes this is a card of exposing hidden enemies and having it out with somebody, and which everything is pointing to succeeding and being free. Okay. But I just feel like there's some very, very deep transformations. And maybe if you have been experiencing blocks in your career, well, certainly this is the time to declutter and to get organized with the Hathor card, and to plant the seeds for the future. But this is also saying that there's some really deep work going on here. And it could be that the kind of work you're doing is actually a very deep kind of a service. This is a card that's connected to life and death as well. So maybe some people are working in that area, maybe something connected, people, for example, who work in hospice or do things like that. There could be an element of that there as well with Scorpio. Or alternately, the other way, you could be a midwife and help people give birth, right? But there's definitely a strong vibe here of this kind of transformative energy that is trying to end something or push something out of your life so that something new can come in. I've been seeing this a lot in a lot of readings, like all the readings I've done this week. They've even gotten the Grand Cross, which is the Provoker card, or something like this, where there seems to be this push from the universe, from your influences, your guides, whatever, however you want to see it, from your own internal voice, whatever it is, there's something that's pushing you to look deeper and to go towards something new. So I feel like there's going to be some profound changes in your career. And the fact that I see the sun shining on your job sector here with the crook and flail, I just think it's going to be a very positive change. Okay. 11th house, Aquarius energy. So Aquarius is friendships. It has to do with your goals, your destiny, and also with your networks, people that you're involved with. And wow, you've got the Urias with the 8th house card. Now the 8th house card, remember we were just in the 8th house. You have the 9th house card in the 8th house, but this is again Scorpio energy, deep transformation, endings, beginnings, big changes. And with Urias, this Urias is also a card of profound change that is unexpected, something hidden, something that you don't know about that is going to come to light. And it's interesting that you have Black Moon Lilith over here. So this could be somebody, this could have to do something with a friendship or somebody in your network. Maybe you're going to find something out. This is the card of outwitting your adversaries. So if there's anything here that has to do with a hidden enemy, maybe in your friend group, then I feel like that is going to come to light. And Urias always indicates overcoming your adversaries. So whatever's happening, I feel like if you do feel like someone has not had your back, then this would be, you'd be able to rectify that, okay? There's Crook and Flail over here also is a card of being in the right on something. And you've got Osiris in the 1st house, which says you can trust your own judgment. So yeah, I feel like there's something here. Now, if it doesn't have to do with a specific friendship or a person, it could also just have to do with your goals. In which case, I feel like there could be some big unexpected event coming in that's going to change everything. Like, I feel like there's the hand of destiny in this reading. You've got Scorpio energy, very strong Scorpio energy. You've got the eclipses. In fact, in the center, I haven't even gotten there. You have the solar eclipse energy and the lunar eclipse energy and the Mercury retrograde energy and all of the scorpionic energy that says, yeah, something is transforming on a very, very deep level that may have been causing some upheaval, but you are definitely on track to move ahead here. So yeah, I do feel like if there has been something that you feel has been holding you back, either within your friend group, in a business connection, in some other kind of a situation, I feel like the problem is going to be rooted out and solved. Okay, 12th house. This is Pisces energy. This is what's hidden. And again, yeah, you've got Seth here. So I don't know. This could be the house of hidden enemies here. But you have it with the Lotus, so this indicates something you don't really need to worry about. You may actually just have a fear of hidden enemies. Maybe you have a fear. I don't know. I feel like there's something that you have some kind of anxiety that you're not showing to people here on the surface. But Lotus indicates a need to calm the mind. So there's something going on here that you feel has been giving you a lot of anxiety. And you have it with the South Node card. Okay, South Node has to do with past life, past karma. So this could have to do with the correction of karma for some people. Maybe what's happening here is definitely a time to transform and end old business, close old doors, and move ahead. But I think you may have some fear about that or about what's happening with that. But South Node indicates this is, when I see this in the Moonology deck, the South Node card says, don't let the past hold you back. And that's what I think this is saying. You have all this fire energy here too. You've got Aries, you've got the sun. Well, let's see. What else did I say? You've got the fire card. Yeah, and you've got things like Osiris, Crook and Flail. All this stuff that says, yeah, there's going to be some unexpected shifts and changes. Maybe things are not going to be what they've appeared to be for you. But this is all leading towards freedom. It's leading towards, like okay, with the void of course moon over here in the 9th house, this is saying the worst thing that you're expecting over here is not going to happen. Okay, this is all like, it's almost like a past situation is repeating itself unconsciously. Now overall you have Sirius, so yeah, there's definitely some working through. Again, this is about expanding boundaries, horizons. This is Aquarius energy, getting in good physical shape, good physical health. Okay, that's part of this. But Sirius also has to do with getting into good mental health too, and exercising the mind, broadening the mind. There's a whole lot here about expanding your horizons, doing something new, looking at something differently, taking opportunities that maybe you haven't thought of before. Because maybe you're saying, oh, you have this past thing that's holding you back, saying, oh yeah, but I can't. And I feel like that's not the case here. And you have it with the solar eclipse, which is the revolution card. So again, prepare for some upheaval here, Cancer. Or maybe you've been already going through some upheaval, but this is suggesting that the upheavals, and these are connected to the eclipses most definitely, because you have the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse like right near each other here. So yeah, I think what's going to be coming up, even though this is a reading through March 25th, I feel like this is going to extend into April as well. Things are getting shaken up, but they're getting shaken up because it's going to set you free from something. Okay, it's going to set you free from something and transform a lot of this past stuff, and actually transform your future and what your legacy is going to be and what you leave for people. So really, really a great and powerful reading for you, Cancer. I don't see this as a negative. I mean, I do see that there could be a few surprises, and of course, if you've been, I feel like you've had a lot of anxiety and felt emotionally drained a lot, so you really don't make me like, yeah, no more surprises, please. But I don't feel like this is negative. I feel like this is a cycle that is coming to an end. So let's see what the Essential Oil Oracle has for you. And okay, your card for today, your oil for today is grapefruit. And I'll read to you what it says. The word is nourishment. Okay, that's the top word. The trigger statement is, it's all my fault. The true statement is, I see what I truly need. Your energetic body needs nourishment, so begin to discern physical hunger from spiritual hunger. Cherish your body and the way it supports you. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely a push towards healing here. I think you are, you're as if you are training for the marathon, the next thing that's going to be happening for you. So it's just saying there's big changes ahead, get ready, work on that healing, let go of this past stuff, and let your light shine, because it seems like you have a very, very bright light, and I think maybe you've been very much in doubt about yourself lately, but this is definitely saying, no, this is definitely a powerful time where things are going to change, and the worst things that you think are going to happen are really just past life memory or past life karma that is going away, and nothing is going to come of that situation. So I hope this reading was helpful, Cancer. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful next couple of weeks. So I'll see you after March 25th. Have a good one. Again, hit the like, the thumbs up if you did like this video. And if you are not subscribed and you want to get more of these videos, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.